You gotta unmute that mic. All right, welcome to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. Y'all couldn't hear me in the beginning. That's too funny. I always try to monitor on another page. So it looks like we are finally live. All right, there we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's do a sound check first. And then we will run through our chat, see who's in here. And yeah, we'll pop the clutch and roll. Very excited about being here with you guys this evening. And as always, make sure you keep any and all comments respectful. We don't delete comments around here unless they are vulgar or disrespectful. And just because you disagree with the host does not mean that's disrespectful. As long as you do it in a pretty pleasant manner, it's okay, because I don't want you guys to feel like you got to walk on eggshells around here. So give you guys a chance to come in, help the channel by helping yourself with learning about. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to send, as everybody come in, I'm just trying to send a comment to this particular post. And we're going to pin that comment and bam. All right, so that should have given you guys enough time to come in. Let's run through the chat. Let's see who's here. All right, looks like there's only one number one, and Miss Grace is it. She came in early too, y'all. I was for once I was monitoring before we got started, and she was in here early. Let's see what time she was in here. At 5:31. So good job, Miss Grace. Hello, my friend Michael Best. I received your email, and thank you for complying, and thank you for emailing me. And Miss Grace says, "Hey y'all, my mother's in the house. Hello, mother. Kay Chappelle is here. Jimmy, hello, how are you? I disagree with the host a lot. That is okay. Hello, Roger. Hello, Queenie. How are you, my queen? It is okay to disagree, but like we have learned this week, we can disagree without being disagreeable. Okay, without being disagreeable. So, and I'm gonna cover that today too, because I want you guys. Y'all know how we do. We send love and we say prayers around here, and I really need you guys to send some love and show some love to now a former family member. Hey Ashley. Hey BMC Mac says howdy. How you doing? So a former member now, and I'm gonna let you guys know who it is, because I need you guys to really be praying and sending love their way. Okay, sending love their way. The host is my favorite son. Y'all see that? What kind of crazy statement is that, y'all? What kind of crazy statement is that? I'm her only son, so I can't help but be her favorite because I'm the only. All right, so let's talk turkey. Let's talk turkey. Well, usually when people say they talk about money. So the channel is doing very well. We keep losing subscribers like crazy, which is fine. You know, that kind of stuff happens. You know, I know I'm the only son, so we're losing subscribers like crazy, which is fine. You know, we're down to like 1050. We were at like 1120 at one point in time, 1130, something like that. Now we're at 1050. I'm like, so you know, I try not to let it worry me anymore. Let's see here. We had a disagreement this week with two family members, and I'm gonna tell you guys about it. And then I want you guys to literally, seriously pray. Okay, pray and send love. Both these ways. Now, you guys know for the last, probably 2 weeks, we've been talking about real life events, things that are going on. And I have had some rants, and I've had some things, and I even titled them. I'm like, hey, look, if you don't like foul language, don't watch this one, because I did some cussing, and I'm surprised that YouTube even let me stay monetized with that. But I guess I guess you can slip through the cracks sometimes, because I've been angry, I've been frustrated, I've been upset, but I try to see things where I see the best in everything. So we had a and I'm gonna tell you guys specifics. Jennifer made a post this week on her Facebook page. Um, she's been making a whole bunch of posts on her Facebook page because she has been very militant these last couple weeks, and that's my honey, you know, and that's how she's expressing herself, and so be it. You know, I use this platform. You know, this is my platform to get, you know, the message out, per se, or so to say. I'm trying to put, good Lord, I got almost 5,000 friends on Facebook. What? I'm so popular. Oh. So I'm trying to pull it up because I want to read you guys the comment. And then we had a family member that just went totally off about the comment, you know, and I was like, wait a minute. You didn't single anybody out in this comment. You didn't say, hey, this person blah blah blah. You just said if this is such and such and such, then you know, blah blah blah. So, you know, and people have the right to disagree. Only thing I ask you guys, when you disagree, please do not be disagreeable. Okay. Oh yeah, and hit the thumbs up for me, y'all. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. This is, you know, this is our family time right here. We get together like this every day, basically. I cannot find the post. Okay. I'm trying to find it. I really am. This girl been. Now, you know, I am going to talk about this because this is another situation that just pissed me off. I don't know. Did y'all see the video where this gentleman, who just happened to be of the lighter persuasion, and he was 75 years old, he was out there protesting by himself. Did y'all see the cops push him over? This man just fell out and boom, just blood just starts pouring out of the back of his head. That really upset me. Okay? Because first of all, if you or I had done anything like that, that would be called elder abuse, and we would be locked up. And then the rest of these idiots on part of this task force, they're going to resign from the task force. First and foremost, the two idiots that pushed this older gentleman over, they should have been arrested and they should have been fired. And one thing I can say about Governor Cuomo, Governor Cuomo speaks his mind, and he called for the arrest for them. So I'm like, hey, man after my own heart. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna read this to you guys. Let's see. Watch out, Facebook hackers. What you mean by that, Jimmy? What do you mean by that? I'm gonna put that up real quick. Watch out, Facebook hackers. Okay. I don't know what that means. So yeah. Listen, anytime you guys make statements, if they're, you know, unclear to me, I'm gonna ask you guys to clarify because we want to know, you know, we want to know what you're talking about. All right, so here's the post, and this was a repost. This wasn't even an original post. This is a repost, and it said, to all the privileged white folks out there saying looting isn't protesting, just a reminder that murder isn't policing. All right, hashtag repost. There's the post right there. So of course, people started chiming in. One of our former family members chimed in and said, I'm not going to be punished for general statements over white people, and two wrongs don't make a right. So I wasn't a part of this. I didn't have anything to do with it, but said family member started chatting me up on Facebook, and I'm like, listen, first of all, your approach is totally wrong because number one, you're upset with the wrong person. Number two, you're coming at me with not the greatest of language. And I am not understanding or appreciating it. People are putting links up to gain access to your Facebook info. Oh, okay. Hey, social media is what it is, Jimmy. People are going to do what they do. And if you're on social media and you're using any kind of computer or device, you're open to things that are going to happen. So, you know, I agree with you. But it's just so addictive. Y'all do realize that they done studies about social media and how addictive it is. We're not gonna talk about that tonight. So anyway, said former family members like, Roderick, blah blah blah, and just going off. And I'm like, whoa, hold up now. Um, right now, and I was headed to work. I was headed to work at the church the other night, and when all this was going down. So on the way out the door, Jennifer's like, blase, 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 and I'm not going to comment with this with this person. Matter of fact, I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm just going to tell you guys to send love and pray that way, because the way I looked at it, and I didn't comment. I just, I'm like, okay, that's, it's Jennifer, getting her frustrations out or whatever on social media. And if the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe doesn't fit, then don't wear it. They went in with their emotions. They sure did. Hello, Miss Kay Chappelle. I love your son respectfully. And I love me some Queenie too. Matter of fact, Queenie made this necklace for me. I'm gonna take this off and show you guys. And I try to promote her necklaces as much as I possibly can. She is backlogged right now on making necklaces, but is that not a beautiful necklace? What she does, she will she'll find out what your birth month is, and she will pray and fast over your necklace as she's making it, and she customizes it strictly and directly for you, and the stones are your particular energy stones for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about that this Thursday. So I got Queenie coming up this Thursday. I want to say that's at 7-ish. Yes, it's very nice, Michael. And the days that I don't wear it, I can definitely truly I can tell a difference. And then I have Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. Who's up on Monday night with me? Y'all help me out. Somebody help me out. Hold on, let me look at it now. Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now. I do apologize. Baroness, yeah, Baroness. I was like, B. Baroness. Baroness is going to be here Monday night, and she is really she's looking forward to this interview. She's going to thank you, Ashley. Yes, Baroness. Baroness, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. My mind just totally drew a blank. And Jennifer keeps telling me, she's like, baby, I think you're losing your memory. I'm like, nah. Just got a lot of stuff on my mind. That's all. So Baroness is going to be here Monday. Queen is going to be Thursday. Y'all know throughout the week we're going to do some lives and everything. I enjoy the lives. I truly do. But I've been looking at some of the replays and I don't like the quality. So I don't know how to get around doing lives with you guys and the quality aspect. I'm not really sure how to get around that, because if I do recordings, it fills up all the data, not only the data, but the space on my phone. It fills it up, and then my phone becomes unusable. If I do the lives, now let me ask you guys this: during the lives, when I'm out and about in the truck and I'm working, are the lives, do they buffer? Are they blurry? Tell me what's going on with those lives as I'm out and about. Now you guys seem to like those lives a lot. Well, some of y'all, I know some of my guys are like, you just too busy, you do too much, which is cool. I understand, because I say that to myself all the time, like, you do too much and you too busy. All right, so let's check chat. Yes, ma'am, he's very respectful and loving. Hope one day to meet y'all. We're not one nation. We are many nations. Democratic nation, Republican nation, Libertarian nation, First Nations, Iroquois nation, Nation of Islam, Nation of White Nationals, Nation of Texas Republic. Texas did used to be its own nation. You're right. Good point, Tahanga. So yeah. Anyway, back to this story. So said person kept going in. I was like, look, I'm gonna let you vent. I'm gonna let you get it all out. But really, you should contact Jennifer, since that's where you have the problem, and you direct your questions to her. And I'm like, she's not unreasonable. We're not like, hey, the way we think is the only way. A lot of times we see your point. We just, we want you to see ours too. And a lot of people, I'm finding out, a lot of people, you can just see things one way, and they don't see it another way. For example, I can truly understand why someone would go out here and smash and burn things. I can truly understand that. I'm not condoning it, and I'm not saying I would do it, but I can understand how someone would. Then again, I can also understand how some people have been paid to do this. I also want to, while I'm thinking about it, I want to thank my mother and my best friend Farrell for going to pay respects. We lost another good friend of our families this week, Miss Minnie K. Hayes, and I've been knowing her practically all my life. Her son and I played little league football together. He went on, to play college ball, and um, we've all been real close. And she passed away this week. Oh my God, y'all, that hurt me to my heart. But the suffering is over, the pain is over, so that's a great thing. But it's funny. Ever since I came back from home, God, I'm about to get teared up. Ever since I came back from home last September, I think that was what, September 18, 2018. We went to go see her, and I'm so glad I went to go see her. I'm so thankful I went to go see her. And ever since then, I've been trying to contact her and call her, because probably every 2 to 3 months I would call her just to see how she was doing, and she never would answer the phone. And I finally kept reaching out, and then about 2 weeks ago, I finally got him, her son, to respond to me on Facebook. And he's like, "Yeah, mom's not doing too well, blah blah." I was like, "Listen," his name is Patrick. I was like, "Pat, is there any way that you can just get your mom coherent enough, if she's awake or whatever, just so I can just say hello to her, just so I can tell her I love her," or whatever? He's like, "Man, it ain't no way." Interview Farrell again. Yeah, I think Farrell's boycotting the channel right now. Farrell's got a new love interest, so anytime Farrell has a new love interest, I don't hear from Farrell much. That's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, he's probably forgotten we even have a channel, to be honest with you. Um, hey, Linda, and thank you, Queenie. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, Melanie, how are you? So, long story short, back to this Jennifer story. Long story short, our former member got up, I guess, enough courage to contact Jennifer, and I'm like, I don't understand why you contacted me anyway, because you don't have a problem with me, and if it was a problem with me, I was trying to tell them, like, look, if that doesn't pertain to you, why are you worrying about it? It's just like if somebody say all black people blah blah blah, all black people eat watermelon. Well, damn, I eat watermelon, so if you take me and my mama and my sister and my wife and you call it all black people, then hey, all black people eat watermelon. I eat watermelon. I mean, so what? So what? So that to me, that statement wasn't really that controversial. But I guess if like I said, if the shoe fits, we wear it. And I'm trying to get my stone, my big stone in the middle so y'all can see it. I wore a V-neck just for y'all, just so I can show my necklace off today. So anyway, that Farrell falls in and out of. He does. I mean, but I think it's serious this time. And I haven't talked to the young lady, but I like where she's coming from. So I'll be in Texas in the near future. We'll be planning a wedding probably in 2021. Just so y'all know, get ready, my Texas people. We'll probably be in Texas if not. Well, I'm not coming to Texas if COVID is still going. I don't give a doggone who get married. If COVID is still going on, I am not doing it. She said interview TLC again. Yeah, that was a fun interview right there. Maybe I'll bring my mom in one night and we'll interview her and just talk with her. What y'all think about that? Farrell is serious every time. He always serious. Yeah, it's all good though, And my mom actually saw Farrell today because I called him. I asked him to, go to the gravesite for me, just to stand in for me as as a friend, as a brother. So and he did, he did. And Farrell's he's such a good guy. He's just he has a big heart. And when you have a big heart, a lot of times your heart gets broken. It just is what it is, y'all. So anyway, said family member, I keep going down different tangents, but I'm gonna bring you guys back home. Texas will secede from the union, and then you'll need a passport. Send me the necklace back, and I will put a different center stone to top it from moving and mail it back. And that means I gotta be without my necklace for what 2, 3, 5, 10 days. It's not happening. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. And I know you said that before, and I'm gonna tell you again. It's just not gonna happen. I love you, but it's not gonna happen. You can't get this necklace back. Country nears me had county nears me had 33 cases yesterday. Send me okay to hunger or a birth certificate. Ha ha. Well, if we get to that point, then I guess I'll be out of Texas because I don't have a passport right now. Couldn't get a passport for years because of my past violations. Child support. Child support makes your life a living hell. I'm telling y'all, it makes your life a living hell. Oh, I got some good news. So I got some good news today, y'all. So I was determined when I got up this morning to fix my tractor, and I tried and tried and tried. I made a deal with my neighbor to get his tractor. I went over there, put battery over there on his tractor. Tried to start it up. It wouldn't turn. I mean, it would turn over, but it wouldn't crank. And I put gas in it, and the gas just started pouring out. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with this." So yeah, that. Hey, Michaela, how are you doing? I've seen it happen before in my dreams too, Tonga. All right, so said family member finally, got a hold of Jennifer. I know I keep going down tangents, and she and Jennifer chatted, and they agreed to disagree, and we were basically accused of being racist, which hey, I guess everybody's a racist now. Whatever. And they could no longer be our friends, and they could no longer support anything we're doing. And I'm like, well, dang, what the heck did I do? I'm guilty by daggone association. So we lost some, and I'm not gonna say we lost them. They just decided to go a different route. I just knocked over a bunch of preps, y'all. I'm sorry. They decided to go a different route in their life, and they said they could no longer be a part of racist view type people. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. Let me see. I wouldn't even tell that about the tractor. Yeah, I'm gonna tell people about the tractor because it's a common mistake, and it was very foolish on my part. And if you guys get in the same situation, y'all know I don't have any. There's no embarrassment here. So hopefully the things that I have taught y'all, hopefully the things we talk about, hopefully they help you guys. So this is basically what happened. And I had to replay everything that's happened over the past week in my head to figure out what the problem was. So I got finished cutting grass last week sometime. And when I parked the tractor, I left the lights on. Well, naturally, I think my bulbs both burned out, and I couldn't tell that the lights were on. So when I got ready to start the tractor, it was in the lights on position, and I tried to start it, nothing happened. Okay, so I'm like, battery's dead. So I go buy a new battery, and I thought I was buying a battery from the same place, but apparently the first battery I bought it from. Actually, no, I hadn't bought a battery for this tractor. So when I got it from the previous owner, they had gone to AutoZone and bought a battery. I was thinking that I had bought a battery previously, which I had. So when I went and got this new battery from Lowe's, y'all was with me that day. I bought the battery from Lowe's. I brought it to the house, and I just stuck it in the tractor the same way the old one came out. Jumped on, and it's like, zoom. I'm like, what is that? Wow. So it wasn't a battery. So I took my old battery, and everything works out. Y'all know I always look for the positive in everything. So now I'm looking at another battery. This the old battery I took off the tractor, and now I have another battery that's a part of my battery array for my solar system. So it all works out, But anyway, make a very long story short, I end up putting the battery in backwards. So on a tractor riding lawnmower, if you put the battery in backwards, then it won't engage the system for the starter to pop up and spin the flywheel. Common mistake. I had to research this thing and look this thing up. And when I went to these different websites, they was like, try this, try that, and I had tested everything. So I had the battery out, and I was testing all this continuity, and everything was just testing fine. I changed out the starter; it wasn't the starter. So when I looked at the battery again, I looked at the battery, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" So that's how I fixed the tractor. All right, so what is Tahunga talking about? Can you make Rod a matching grill piece so his teeth match his necklace? Oh, I like that. Let's see how it look. What y'all think? Tahunga, you crazy. One race, the human race, man created racism. I mean, that's what we've been teaching this whole last 2 weeks. We're all part of the same human beings. I don't understand where all this stuff. I mean, I do understand where it comes from. I just don't understand why it's 2020 and we're still dealing with this. So hopefully you guys and I'm gonna get Jennifer in here and we're gonna get her side of the story one of these days. Because one thing about my wife, and she was like, because she had her personal friends that wanted to go in on our former family member, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm usually pretty partial about things. I didn't understand until later why you would get so offended by the statement if it didn't pertain to you. But I guess if it pertained to you, I guess that's how and why you would get offended. So anyway, Jimmy, thank you. Are you leaving us? When y'all type, YouTube is automatically hiding it. I have to press show. When y'all type, YouTube is automatically hiding. So are you saying as a moderator, Miss Grace, are you saying as a moderator, as people are typing, you're having to go in behind them and click show so to show up on YouTube or on, because y'all know I use StreamYard to stream. That way I can put some of y'all's messages up on the on the video with us. I need to know that. So anyway, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, especially like when you meet folks through here like you guys, and somebody comes like that, and you're like, I'm just gonna leave you guys alone. Who who blocked? Who is blocking somebody? I had to call the sheriff Thursday because an idiot out here threatened to shoot me. His dog was in my yard and the chickens were in the yard. Told him if the dog came in my yard again, I would shoot it. That's very, very interesting. Miss Grace. Oh, Miss Grace is blocking y'all? Oh, okay. Yes, as a moderator, it happened twice a while ago and I didn't hide it. My phone is on the counter. All right, let me go in here and see what's going on. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Okay. It can happen and you are so transparent. Can you make Rod? Okay, so yeah, I didn't see that one. I didn't see the trans. Yeah, it can happen, and as much experience as I have with fixing things, I cannot believe that that happened. All right, so I just made Tahunga a moderator. So congratulations, Tahunga, you've been promoted. Really? I see all comments. Okay. Sheriff said I am in the right to protect my yard, self, etc. When it happens, I press show. Interesting. I'm not seeing what you guys are talking about. Honestly, I'm really not. I don't know who's calling me. Oh, it's a scam likely. I thought one of y'all might be calling me right now. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here. That's why I trust my moderators to do what y'all need to do. Okay. Congratulations, Tahunga. You have made moderator. We appreciate you being here all the time. And you said something to me. I don't know if it was this week or last week. And you always say things that make me think about it sometimes 1 and 2 and 3 days later. But that statement you made about is it not how did you put it? Oh, is it not a compliment enough? I come watch you every day. I was like, okay, that was a good way of shutting me up. So let me see. Comments are only showing up on the large screen on my phone. I'm not understanding. Because I mean, I'm seeing if I can put up now. Naturally, I'm on a laptop right now, so I'm not sure. I mean, somebody just let me know what's going on with the comments, because I can see the comments fine. And I can see them both on YouTube, and I can see them on Yardstream, which is where I am. All right, so Miss Grace says go ahead and restart it. Yeah, I mean, you may have to go out and then come back in, because I've instructed all moderators not to block people unless they're just being, really, unless you start cursing. I mean, because I've learned how to control the StreamYard, because I used to put the little link up there, and we had this one guy just came in. Oh my God, he was just such a loser. Happened to me in the other sites also. Comments don't show up. I can see all the comments. I'm on my phone. Shows up on my phone. Okay, well maybe if you turn to the side, I don't know. I'm just making a suggestion. Maybe if you turn your phone to the side, maybe that'll help. So anyway, y'all, I want to say that the situation didn't bother me, but me being me, the situation bothered me, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys why I think it bothered me. First of all, I don't like to see anybody just leave upset. Okay, if you're gonna leave, let's get to the bottom of it. And I feel like this, and I know, yeah, Jennifer and I are married, and we are happily married. We've been married for going on 11 years now. Jennifer is her own person, and Jennifer is her, and I am me. I know that's improper, but that's just the way it is. And if you got a problem with one, I mean, that'd be almost like if I had a problem with Queen's husband, and I didn't want to talk to Queenie anymore. You know what I mean? To me, that's kind of, and I hate, for a lack of better words, it's kind of juvenile. I believe and I think we're all adults here. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, because I'm open for some correction. I can see all the comments. Okay, shows up on my phone. Actually, comments are barely coming up. I had to leave and come back in to get comments twice during this show. Phone image sometimes cut off the right side of what you see on the phone. Okay, yes, flip the phone, shows up. Okay, so yeah, instead of watching it like this, if you guys watch it like that, it might help horizontal. So that's just a suggestion. I'm not real sure. And then Linda brought up a good point earlier in the week. She's like, on the replays, I'm not able to see the comments. So I don't know, because I've noticed that too. Sometimes I can see the comments and sometimes I can't. I think it depends on what platform I'm streaming from, but I'm not sure, because I hadn't really been paying attention to it until you said it. By touching the screen away from where comments come up to get them to come back. Okay. So let me ask you guys this. How do you guys feel about how that situation played out? What do y'all think I could have done, better? Because to be honest with you, I got tired of this person just blasting, for talking to me for something that, one, I didn't have any control over, and two, I can't have any control over how you feel. And I thought that person took that post. Listen, y'all, social media, especially Facebook is really, I mean, YouTube is personal. You guys, we have developed a relationship, and we've developed because we're live all the time. Now, a lot of times you watch YouTubers and they're posting videos and you love them, but the YouTuber doesn't know those people. You're a fan of somebody's show and you're just a fan. They don't know who you are. I know Michaela. I know Ashley. I know Linda. I know Queenie. I know Michael. I know you guys because we talk all the time. Now, we're not chum buddy like 20 years worth of friendship. I know Linda. I know Miss Grace. Um, so I think we need to start looking at things a little bit more mature. That I mean, because I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of words. I don't trust Facebook. Well, this was something that was going on between back and forth between two individuals. Tell them to kick rock. She had an issue with Jennifer, not yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to tell. I'm like, look, you got a problem with Jennifer, not me. The relationship you and I have is the relationship you and I have, and they were willing. And I'm gonna tell you guys how I really truly feel. I really feel like, wow, you know how sometimes you like, dang, I thought I knew you a little bit better than that. I thought, or you get that feeling of, dang, I thought we was better than that. You know? Yeah, you and Jennifer, if y'all don't want to be cool no more, that's cool. But I thought you and I were better than that. So I mean, this person unfriended me on Facebook. Apparently they are not, in, and I don't care enough to check YouTube because that's just too much energy. I'm not gonna not follow them. I'm still gonna look at their stuff. I'm still gonna comment, and I'm still gonna. And then you guys know they have channels. When I come on your channel and I look at some of your stuff, I always say, hey, coming in showing love because I'm always trying to send and show love. That's my message to everybody. I feel that love is the most powerful force in the universe. I just feel that way. And the more love I feel I can spread, hopefully the more love you guys can spread. And I think this world will be a better place. I just want to spread some love, okay? You can't bring people on every level you achieve. Appreciate the short time, then release God always replace. Yeah, people are like trees. Some people are rooted and grounded. Some people are trunks. Some people are tree limbs. Which when the pressure comes and the wind blows, they break. And some people are leaves, and when the wind blows, they're gone. So hopefully a lot of you guys are just roots. Y'all are rooted and grounded in plant-based homestead prep. Y'all be here for the next 20 years, and we all grow together. And Queenie had a great idea. She's like, yeah, I don't know if Queenie want to talk about that or not, but she gave me a great idea about something that we could do in 2021. YouTube is my social network. Yes, Rob, because it is personal interaction. I'm not on Facebook or other social media, right, Michael? Okay. So I mean that's how I feel about it. And Jennifer, trust me, she's like, I don't care. Which I mean, and I can understand how she would feel that way. Me, I'm a little more personable, and because this person and I had talked several times, and I'm talking about personal stuff, and actually, like you guys, some of you guys talked over the telephone, talked face to face, talked on chat, all that kind of stuff. I just thought we were better than that. That's all. Every seed you sow does not fall on fertile ground. Well, that's true too. So if you're watching, former family member, I love you. Okay, I didn't do anything to you, and because you got upset about a post that I felt didn't have anything to do with you, I have to stand my ground. I would say that I'm not gonna say I think you're wrong for feeling that way, but if you feel that way, it's probably because you are that way, and that's just the way it is. I mean, because y'all heard the post. It was talking to people to white people who are privileged or who feel like they're privileged, and I don't think that every white person is or feels that they are privileged. I do feel like that lighter persuasions. I know I've had more privileges because of my complexion, and my mom will tell you the same thing. My mom, I was telling a story. Matter of fact, no, if she are you still dressed? Are you looking good? You want to come in and talk to me live? Because I think it would be a good perspective. Because I want to tell this story about that time we was at I don't know if we was at Chili's or Applebee's. If you're still in here, and if you're looking good and dressed, because she's not gonna come in here, she's not looking good, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all that, Nancy. If her hair ain't fried, dyed, and laid to the side, she ain't coming on. But if you're Kay, I wish I said that you just said. What did she say? Every seed. Okay, so true, Kay. Yep. I mean, and that's true. That is every seed you sow is not gonna fall on fertile ground, and I know that. I truly know that. But y'all know, and my mom knows. My mom knows I have a huge heart, and I have a heart for people. But if you're available, I would love to see you the link, and you can come in and we can talk. Because I want to talk about this specific instance when we were out to eat that time, and that young waiter. It's funny now. I got so pissed. I was so freaking pissed. Oh my god, that little boy made me so doggone mad. And y'all know I'm a cusser, so I'll get cussing mad on you in a minute. I have a headdress on, but okay. I mean, do you want to come in? Because I know how you feel about how you be looking. So if you don't want to come in, I don't want to push you in. But if you will come in, I'd appreciate it because I do want to tell this story, and I want to tell some other stories about how it was for me just growing up in Tyler, Texas, you know, and Tyler. And see, I'm telling y'all, I was shocked, poopless when I went back home. Um, like it's been several years ago, but when I came home and Tyler was like desegregated, I was shocked. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, because when I was growing up, it was whites on one side and browns and blacks on the other side. All right, so here's the link. I don't know if you can see it or not, but just click on that. Yeah, you can get it. So click on that, and then I'll bring you in, and we'll talk for a little bit. Plus, we were talking earlier. We got cut off. Well, we didn't get cut off. I had to eat, so that was getting cut off. Let me see. I told him you would do it, but remember I told you he is funny acting. All good. And that's another thing. When I'm trying to do something for somebody, and I've just gotten to the point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm only gonna offer like one time, and then that's gonna be about it. All right, so here comes. Look at that beautiful lady with her bandana on. Y'all see that?
Have to get ready
Oh, let me
for
turn you up. Hold on, I can't
tomorrow.
hear you. Hold on, let me turn you up. All right, say it again.
I'm trying to get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, and I know you're probably getting your sermon and everything ready. Just for people that don't know, this is my mother, and she is not only a pastor, but she's an overseer of 12 churches.
Yeah.
All right, she has 12 churches. So every Saturday, she's getting her lessons together. Chocolate Beauty. Oh my God, thank you so much. Let me put you up on the screen. Look at that, y'all. Chocolate Beauty, high plant based. Just a little something to say hello, and I'm watching but not chatting. Thank you so much, Chocolate Beauty. That is beautiful. I truly, truly appreciate it. And just so y'all know, I am going to limit y'all's posts. I'll read you guys' post, but I think it's special when somebody does some kind of monetary value, and we make that a big deal. Not that everybody's not a big deal, because everybody's somebody here. There's no big I's and little U's, all right? But when somebody does a monetary value, I just want to, I'm making a big deal. All right, so I'm trying to make this thing where we the same size.
Oh, do I need to go horizontal?
There you go. Yeah, horizontal. Go horizontal.
Oh, okay. Is that
There you
better?
go. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay.
That's wide. That's widescreen, right? That's like movie quality.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. All right, so you remember that time? I can't remember how many years ago. It's been a while. And this was, I don't know if I was even in the Navy at the time or not. Me too, Roger. I hate when
Yeah,
people
you were.
try to treat my older sisters differently because they are brown and I'm fair skinned. Yeah, I mean it's not fair. So I had come back home from the Navy, and I was in the Navy, and I was a big time hothead then. I would whoop your ass. I mean, it's just the
Yeah.
way it was. And I had gone through all these trainings, and I was really bad. But so
Yeah.
I had taken my mom out to lunch one day. I can't remember if it was Applebee's or I think it was Chili's.
It was chilly.
Okay, it was Chili's. And okay, thank you, Linda. So this is a young fella. He just happened to be fair complexion. Just so you know, anytime I say when somebody's of the lighter persuasion or they fair complected, that means Caucasian or white. Okay, so he was fair complected, and he was giving us okay service. But there was a white family sitting right across from us. I mean, and this dude was like bending over backwards for them. I mean, it was like and normally I don't see things like this.
And don't forget, Rod, we were seated there first.
That's right. We sure were. We were there first, and he came. He came and gave us some decent service. But when those other folks came in, it was like he totally forgot us. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't tip to pay people's rent, but I'm a pretty nice tipper. And this little dude, and I'm just sitting there watching, and the more I watch it, the more I got mad, and I didn't want to say anything to my mom, but she finally said something. She's like, "Are you noticing how he's taking care of these folks and not taking care of us?" I was like, I didn't want to say nothing because I'm getting pissed. So we finished our meal, and I think the other family had left, right?
Yeah.
They had gone because we really just wanted to sit there and just see how long he was gonna do this. And he started. I mean, he was giving everybody else great service.
Right.
So when the time came time to pay, I was like, let me just let me have the check and everything. And he brought it over to me, and I'm pretty sure I had cash on me.
Yeah.
Either way, I might have done it, but I was like, give me $2.82 because I'm gonna get this dude exact change. And I called him up. I was like, sir, I wanted to bring something to your attention. I said, now
You remember though, you even spoke to the manager because you had him to go get the manager,
I sure did,
and then told him in front of the manager.
I sure did, and for me to go that far, I must have been really, really pissed because normally I would just handle it. I learned in the Navy just to handle it on the lowest level, but he must have really pissed me off. I was because when he came back, I was like, you know what I need you to do? I need you to go get your manager for me. So he go get the manager. He bring the manager over. I said, I'm gonna tell you this in front of your manager, in front of my black mother. I don't appreciate the way you treated us today. We were here. You gave us poor service. I'm sorry. Now you didn't give us poor service, but you gave that white table way better service than you gave us. And I'm normally a really nice tipper, and I'm not gonna leave you nothing for a tip today. And I want to tell you that in front of your manager so that you can go forward in the future. And you can recognize that you're doing that. Oh no, I have a black girlfriend. Blah blah. And see, that's one thing that somebody of the darker persuasion does not want to hear. We don't care how many white friends you got. We don't care how many black friends you got. We don't care if your best friend is black. We don't care if your mama's favorite son's cousin was black. We don't care because you've already offended us and you've already discriminated. So I called him out and I let him know right there, right then. And in order for me to call the manager, I was either cussing mad or I was fighting mad. And back then, you didn't want to get me fighting mad because I didn't care. I didn't care about getting arrested, but I didn't want to show out in front of my mama either. So that was probably the last time we were together where we saw something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So it
was bad. It was really bad, and it was so obvious to us, and that he made such a difference because once they came in, it was really like we didn't exist.
Nope. And we sat there. Our drinks never got refills.
Right.
He brought our food on time. We were celebrating. We wanted to have dessert and everything. I was like, nah, we'll go somewhere else or whatever. But yeah, he really truly pissed me off. Let me see it. Check out Jane Elliott and her brown eyes, blue eyes exercise. Okay, sorry for being rude. Hey, Chad, I hope all is well with everyone. Oh, you good, Chocolate Beauty. Yeah, I don't think anybody was offended by you not speaking to them. So how is the well, before I ask you that, is there anything that you want to say about, because I know you and Kay were really, really close. Anything you want to say about her, just in case Pat, and Joy watch this later?
Yeah, and me being in the position that I am now, and trying to keep everything, my emotions in check. I did not do such a good job of that today.
Yeah.
Because realizing that you all play Pop Warner football together. So, and that means, your little sister was a cheerleader of y'all's team. So y'all went from little league football, like 3rd, 4th grade, all the way up through high school.
Yeah.
His mom and I traveled to all the games, and we did not miss a game. We traveled together and have had a relationship that long. And yeah, it was really tough. It was really tough on me. and and I'm still having problems, dealing with it because she was really, really a true friend.
Yeah.
You can say that you have acquaintances, but I mean, and even there were times, when you would come home, that she made sure that she made her way to my house to
Yeah.
see you, those kinds of things. So
And
yeah, when you
she
lose,
had this thing that when I would come home
oh yeah,
from the Navy, she always be like, and she used to call me Lump too. She like, Lump,
yeah,
come out of the house because I got your salsa and I got your Pepsi.
yeah. Yeah, she always had you a 6 pack of Pepsi ready.
Yeah, she always had me a 6 pack.
Yeah,
And I've never really been a soda drinker, but because she gave it to, I would always drink them sodas, and she
yeah,
always made the best salsa. And what we would do every Friday night that we played football, we would go over their house, and she would have it would be myself, Patrick, Essay, Tracy Bailey, Farrell sometime, before he graduated, and we all be all these boys at her house, and she make this huge tub of salsa, and we eat chips and salsa all night until it just got late. And yeah, I will forever love her, and I'll forever cherish not only everything that she did for us as a family, but just the love that she showed. She always,
yeah.
I've never seen her, not smiling. Now I've seen her upset, and she was a cusser too.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah,
would definitely tell you what was on her mind.
yeah,
One of the sweetest people I've ever known in life, and she's gonna be sorely missed. And the only comfort I have, and Mom and I were talking about this earlier, only comfort I have in her death right now is that we tried and tried and tried for the last year and a half to
absolutely.
contact her and see how she was doing everything. And I'm just so happy I got a chance to talk to him before she passed, because just to
Right.
let him know, because he was like, man, Roderick, I appreciate it so much. And I was like, Pat, man, I love you guys, and I always will. So yeah, that was yeah, it was pretty, that's pretty devastating. So
Yeah,
what's the climate looking like in Tyler? Because my mom now, she's moved out of from where I grew up. And just to give you guys a background, I grew up in North Tyler, which was still segregated in the 70s when I was growing up.
yeah,
70s and 80s, North Tyler was black and brown, South Tyler was white. Okay.
right.
And we looked at black folks that moved to South Tyler like, wow, they made it. So it's gotten a lot better over the 20, 25 years that I haven't been there. But what is the climate right now in Tyler? Because I've seen a point in time in Tyler where you would have an NAACP rally, and the KKK would be right across the street, literally
Absolutely,
downtown, and
absolutely.
they would have a rally.
Yeah. Well, the climate right now, because we here in Tyler, they are doing a 5 day protest, and it started at the and you know where the courthouse is, where they were doing a march today, all the way from the courthouse to the mall.
Uh-uh.
Now, yes,
That's
and
about 5 miles.
but what has happened with this is that it has brought about a community conversation. They've had viral uh, uh, chats and everything. Among these 5 days, the
Okay.
law enforcement have all come involved and have been a part of the protest,
Oh
and
wow.
not only for protection, but the mayor and the police chief have walked with the protesters.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, that's huge for Tyler.
Yeah, that's
It
huge.
really is. Yeah, but just to even go back, and I know this is not your platform, but in us talking about our family members, remember me telling you the story about our family and A Red and the Blue Eyes when she went to go get her driver's license?
So to give you guys the backstory, we're all mixed up, and my mom's aunts that raised me basically were very fair complected. I mean, they were probably lighter than me,
Yeah,
and one of them, until the day she died, ain't Red died at what, ain't at 94.
not yes,
Okay, so she passed away about what, 6 7 years ago at 94.
yes,
And at that time, She still had long black hair. Never dyed her hair in her life.
Right.
With blue eyes. She's had these blue eyes her whole life. So she went to go get her driver's license renewed one year.
Yes.
Had to be renewed because she was old when I was born, so had to be renewed. So she goes to DMV to get these licenses renewed, and they tried to change her eye color at DMV to was it brown?
Yes.
Okay, they were gonna change her eye color to brown. Oh my goodness! Now you can pick up the rest of the story then.
Well, and then the bad part about it was that was a risk that she was taking in Texas, in Tyler, Texas, where the KKK was very hidden, but you knew that they were very prevalent.
Yeah.
And when she went to the DMV, she pitched such a fit, and she was very vocal, and she had a potty mouth. So, but when she opened and got those licenses and saw immediately that they had changed her eye color.
Oh, I didn't know that they had. I thought they was trying to. I didn't know they actually did.
No. When she got a driver after a renewal, because they give you that little piece of paper until your license come in. So when she got her license back, it had brown eyes. And that's when she went down there. But she made such a fuss and a stink about it. And she even went as far as to say, what's the deal? We can't have blue eyes. Well, I do, as you can see, and I want it changed. And I want my driver's license back to reflect what the real color of my eyes is. Because if I ever get stopped and then it's viewed and I don't have brown eyes, then you're going to say that I am not who I say I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But our family has kind of gone through some things like that. I mean, I can remember, I'm old enough to remember only being able to go to the East Texas Fair, which is a big thing, here in East Texas. Right. But we, as Black kids, could only go on a certain night, and that was Thursday night.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
And I can remember when my dad would take me, and I happened to go to the wrong water fountain at one time. I was little, and he had taken me to the fair, and I drank from the white fountain instead of the colored, and that's what it was then. And a white guy snatched me away, and my dad really took a stand. And but it was his daughter, his child, or whatever. But he literally snatched me away from that water fountain.
I didn't know that. You never told me that.
Yeah. I can remember my mom and I were the first Black people that ever sat down in Tyler, and there was a restaurant downtown then adjacent to a bank. And we were so happy to go in and order a hamburger basket.
Wow.
Because we always had to go to the back door to pick up our food. Yeah.
You said that and it made me think about them figs you were telling me about that one time.
You have to remind me of the fig story. I can't remember.
Because Mama Ruth was getting you up, telling some you didn't want to go pick figs or something.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All the birds eat all your figs up.
Right. So I got on up then. Yeah, because I love fig preserves. And you'd have to get out early in the morning because the birds would pick at them, Yeah. And so she had awakened me to go outside so that I could pick the figs off the tree. Because that was the deal. If I picked the figs, then she'd make the preserves, because we had so many that she could do a batch of preserves in one day just on the pickings that I would make, in 2 days. But yeah, if I didn't get out and pick the figs before the birds ate them, I didn't get fig preserves.
Yeah, but times have definitely changed. But the more I see things like we've been going through the last 10, 15 days, I'm like, we're just regressing back to the 60s and the 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
And like Jennifer's uncle, who passed away a few years back, we used to go see him, and he was just a plethora of wisdom. I love sitting talking to older people like in their 80s and 90s now, because they've lived so long that they've seen so much. And like he told us, he's like, and he's always called us baby. He's like, baby, racism didn't go nowhere. They just took the book off the coffee table and put it underneath it. I was like, wow. So, but I'm glad to know. And I've been watching on Facebook where, folks been out there marching. I was like, go ahead, Tyler. I was impressed and very proud,
Yeah. And all of it's been peaceful. The only difference is what's happening now is that there's this younger generation, and you and I have talked about that too. There's a younger generation now that has come along, that's my grandson, your son's age, and that group has come together, and it's red, brown, black, and they have but Tyler is really uniting with this effort. The churches, the community people, so it's from all, and it's people from all walks of life that are really coming together, and really, there is no longer talk, but there's action.
Right.
It's
no longer majority blacks out marching.
Exactly.
That's what makes
exactly.
And I think
change. One of the protest march that actually occurred was through a young white girl that is attending the University of Texas at Tyler.
Wow.
And she really started one of the larger marches that has taken place.
Yeah. These young kids, they're not playing. I mean,
no.
Junior's age group, they're like, hey, we don't care. We don't care about dying.
Right.
You don't kill us here, you don't kill us on camera. And they're just relentless, and they're relentless with the message. They're relentless getting the message out. We're just not going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think
what has happened is that this has been coming. It's been in the making. So, and everybody is saying that, it was George Floyd, but that was just the straw that broke the camel's back, And one of the key things that I see also, Rod, is that if there's nothing else then, and you made a very good point talking about what not to say, because a lot of people really don't know what to say because they've never walked, as the Indian proverb says, if you never walked a mile in my moccasins, then you really don't, well, this is it's a true fact. But now but the one thing, if you're silent, it's like you're condoning it, know? So if you don't do anything else, then come November, cast your vote.
Yeah.
Cast your vote. That is most important, because we sit up and we talk about all the things that are going wrong, both on the city level, the county level, the state level, and whatever else. But the best way that you can make a statement is to cast your vote.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was watching a YouTuber I followed earlier, and she was talking about this, the stimulus. And she's like, if your governor or your, not governor, but if your senator and your congressman are not, in favor of this, tell them, hey, look, come next election, I'm going to
out of here.
My vote for somebody who is in favor of doing what I need.
Exactly.
Because we are the people. And there's unity and strength. We have to show strength as the people now. So, I appreciate you coming in. Let me see. And this is different than the 60s. All right. This is something that has been coming for 300 plus years. It is all races saying that enough. We want change now. And this is different. Yeah.
It is enough.
Yeah. Yeah. This is way
absolutely.
Yeah.
But and a part of it is too, is that there are enough races.
Yeah.
And, and I hate to use that term because, in my opinion, it's just a human race. Right. And then and I'll tell you something else that people need to stop saying. I don't see color. Yes, you do.
Yeah. You have to.
Yes, you do. Yeah. And I do. And we all do. But can we relate? Can we communicate? Can we still see color and then make a difference,
Right.
or let the color not make a difference. You
Right.
know, that's the thing, because I had the privilege of growing up, and my dad and mom, some of their best friends were white. You know, my mom had a lady in Lindale, Texas, and during the holidays, there were certain desserts that she and a white lady up in Lindale would trade out. I mean,
Right.
that's just the way they were. My dad was a game fisherman. If he went to the lake and he said he was bringing back bass, that's what he fished for. He knew how to do that, or crappie. But his fishing buddy was a white guy named Fate Thompson. And he would end up having to spend the night at our house because my dad would have to take care of him. Now, he was the electrician at the bank where my dad worked as a porter, but he would get so drunk at the fish creek or the lake until my dad would always have to call his wife and say, your husband is safe, but he gonna have to spend the night with us tonight.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's how, I mean, you know, we've always been that kind of family,
Right.
you know. Yeah. So it just depends. And all of this hate and everything, it's a learned behavior.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a learned behavior. So I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't.
no, you fine. I was going. You started talking. I made me think of something else, but I lost it real quick. But yeah, you're right. It is definitely learned, because if you take children and you stick them in a room, they're
Yeah,
gonna play with each other. They're gonna talk to each other just like they brothers and sisters.
exactly.
You know, and as long as you keep the parents out of it, those kids will be fine.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
definitely learned behavior. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see you some pictures of my fig tree, because I remember I told you I thought it was early for figs a couple
yeah,
months ago.
yeah.
That tree has millions of figs on it now.
Oh man, I wish I had them. Oh, you know, I wish I had them.
And that's a young tree. That tree is only 3 years old.
Oh wow. You know I'd love that.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
looking good. So I'm looking forward to fig season.
yeah.
Yeah. So well, thank you so much for coming in. I know it's,
You're
it was
welcome.
spur of the moment, but I think it's good to hear, from especially someone who's lived through the civil rights movement,
Yeah.
and to see it from a I mean, because y'all looking at somebody who is a product of a segregated town growing up in Tyler, Texas.
Yes.
I didn't know any better until I moved away to to Virginia and joined the Navy. I was like, oh wow, there are some good white people.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest right now, because the folks that we dealt with when I was coming up with, I remember now Mr. Crawford from across the street. Mr. Crawford, he
Right.
always looked out for us. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
always looked out. And
Yeah.
but for the major part, we didn't. But when I was growing up, we didn't see too many. We didn't see too many white folks, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'm being
Well,
honest
because
with
we were
y'all.
so far north
Right.
until and we were in the good north part.
Yeah, we was in a
When you think about it, because we weren't in East,
good. Yeah,
East Tyler, yeah, the East End as they would call it, or Butler, yeah. So there were even some, right,
Liberty Arms and all that kind of stuff. That was
right,
rough.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was
yeah,
like gang. That was like gang territory.
yes, yeah,
So yeah, it was definitely a culture shock when I joined the Navy. And I had never ever seen an Asian. I mean, I was like, wow, these people exist. Whoa.
yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, and I'm happy to see that Tyler is moving, and changing. But everybody has to have.
Well, and when you come back again, uh, only about 200 yards away from the main highway that comes out from my house,
Uh-huh.
there's an expressway going up.
Oh wow,
So you're not gonna even know how to get to the house.
that's crazy. And see, my mom,
Yeah.
she don't even live in Thailand, but she lives on the outskirts. She lives in the suburbs now.
Yeah.
She moved up and then moved out. She's not even a Jefferson. She's moving on up now.
Right. Yeah.
Because where
Just a
I live
blessing.
now, North Tyler now is mainly all Mexican.
Right.
North Tyler
Right.
is where we grew up is all, it's all brown. I don't want to say Mexican, it's all brown now.
Well, but you can say Mexican because they're both. I mean, predominantly and for the most part, they are indeed Mexicans because they are indeed from Mexico.
Right, yeah, they're
You know,
Mexico.
yeah. I mean, and they refer to themselves as Mexican rather than Hispanic.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And one thing I can tell you about Mexicans, they come to this country and they band together and they buy land and they
Yes.
buy houses and they
Yes.
save cash.
Yes.
They work and work and work and they save all of their money and they band it together and they buy property. That's the first thing that Mexicans do.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, they're driving around in big old F-350s because they
That's
have
right.
business.
They love them.
They come here and they truly take advantage of the American dream because they work their butt off for 15 and 16 hours a day.
That's true.
That's what they do.
That's true. When I was at the cemetery today, everybody that was digging graves, that's who was digging.
Doing it.
You know? Yeah.
All right, let's catch up on some chats here. Let's see. Hi guys, always keep prepping your supplies. You folks are all beautiful. Thank you, RD. Couldn't do that living segregated. I'm glad we did not get that in Jamaica. It's too stressful. I'm even looking at homes in Jamaica just in case things get really bad in America. I don't blame you. I grew up with a black nanny. Okay, babysitter named Sadie. She was like a second mother to my sister and brother and I, and we loved her dearly. Okay. Love Mexico. They got their own home back in Mexico. Okay. They buy houses with cash. They do. We asked Sadie why she had black skin, and she told us that's just the way God made us. I know that's right.
All right.
People are not afraid. They sure not. They are not. And we have a Mexican family that moved 3 doors down from. They took a house. It was dilapidated and tore up. And
I bet you can only even recognize it now.
Within 2 weeks, they got the landscaping looking good. They got a privacy fence going on, and they even built a playhouse for their kids. Their playhouse is almost as tall as my house. I'm like,
because
wow.
And what they do, they ban all of their skills. Right. That because if one might be good as a mason, brick mason, the other one is a good carpenter, and then they have one that's in that family that's an electrician, a plumber, whatever. They combine all those resources. They help each other, and what they usually do is that 2 or 3 families might live together there for a while until they get established, and then that's the way they're able to do it.
Yeah, they'll fix a house, live 2 families in a 2-bedroom.
Yes.
2 families in a 2-bedroom, and everybody save their money. Yeah. And then the next family, they'll go in and they'll buy another house and they'll renovate that one. Boom. Then they'll bring somebody else.
Now I'll tell you something else they do. They do not throw their elderly away. Because usually in that household there is a grandmother.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because mama got to make the tortillas.
That's right.
And they be the best. And in Texas, I don't know if they
and the tamales.
That's what I meant, tamales. In Texas, what they usually do, they'll make a bunch of them and then they'll walk around the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
And they be the best tamales ever.
Yeah, you remember we lived over there on Orange Street, and I used to buy them from that lady every Saturday.
Oh my God, they be so good.
Yeah. Yep.
So Michaela's saying that Corpus Christi is at least 65% Mexican/Hispanic population. I believe that Corpus Christi is close to Mexico. So yeah. San Antonio is probably 80-90%.
Oh yeah. Yeah. San Antonio's always been, that's been the ratio for them for a long time.
Well, once we won our independence from them.
Right. Exactly. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I know this is impromptu, but I appreciate you coming in because, like I said, it's good to hear different perspectives, and hopefully this has helped some of our viewership. Just see where plant-based homestead prepper is coming from. Yep. So,
You're welcome.
yep. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Let me see what this last chat says. Before we go out, I got about 45 minutes before I go. I got another call I gotta do. But before we leave, do y'all have any questions for either myself or for my mother? Jess, whatever you want to ask, because you're talking to somebody who lived through the 50s and the 60s and went through segregation, went through civil rights, saw Dr. King die, and I'm sure that was devastating for the black community then.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure that was
Absolutely.
like a brick thrown into your face.
Yeah. I got an opportunity to meet Coretta Scott King. Aunt Red actually took me to meet her and see her in Dallas.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that was an experience. Yeah, it was.
When was
And
that? I mean, what year?
I don't remember the year. I know Dr. King had been assassinated. It had to be about 5 years after that. And she was speaking in Dallas, and there was a bus that went from North Tyler. And yeah, yeah, because that was back in the late 60s,
Okay.
maybe even,
That might have been early 70s.
it could have been the early 70s. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be before I was born. I was born in 74. So you talking about between
Right.
and 74. So
You're absolutely right. Yeah, because I mean, and because we had a series of deaths right there together. Because
yeah,
we had John F. Kennedy, then we had Martin Luther King, then we had Kennedy's brother.
right.
And so there was, and all of those made such an impact on the black community because they were so such powerful speakers, on our behalf until, yeah, that was devastating for us.
All right, I'm gonna put some of these comments up. Mike says, thank you, Roger, for sharing your mom and sharing memories with us too. It's awesome that your mom is still here with you. I learned a lot. Thank you, Rod. Thank your mom for me too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Tell, I won't tell at no elderly person, even if they are mean. Okay. So she's saying she don't snap back at elderly people. Okay. Corpus Christi was one time Mexican border. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raj Mom. This was beautiful. Okay. And Miss K, how was life for you back then? Like stressful, or did you ever thought of moving to another state or country? You've been in Texas
Well,
all your life, so
yeah, yeah, I've been in Texas my whole life, and I always tell the story that actually I was born in West Texas, but I got out of West Texas as soon as I could. But that's really not the truth because I didn't have a choice.
yeah.
But I had an interesting beginning anyway, and I won't go into all those details. But um, for the most part, when you're young
You
and
don't
you
know.
have grown up and you don't know any better, and then unlike parents now that are actually sitting down and explaining many of these things to our kids and making them aware of the dangers and whatever it is for, I mean, because I constantly worry about my grandson, Roderick's son, and worry about Roderick. But back then, there were just certain things that we knew, because my dad, like the incident that I had at the water fountain,
Yeah.
I already knew that. I could read and all of that, but I wasn't thinking. But then after that is when my dad um, really sat me down and explained a lot of things. And he explained to me that everybody is not like the people that he associated with, and that I really needed to be careful or whatever. But it wasn't stressful to the point that I ever thought about leaving. But Rod can tell you that one of the things I expressed to he and his sister was, when you get your high school education, leave. I said, please leave, because you can always come back home. And neither one of them have, but because I wanted them to know that there was more outside the walls of what we had right here in Tyler, you know. But the stress for me has really come later in life because, I'm looking at us reversing, diverting, going back to where from whence we have already come.
Right.
And that's the thing that bothers me the most is every time we think that we've made strides forward, then we look back and we see something like a knee on the neck, you know.
Well, you know what? You know that incident that happened in New York where the woman called the cops on the guy who was bird watching? That
Yes.
reminded me of Emmett Till. That reminded me so much of Emmett. I'm like 100 years ago, you know.
Yes.
And we're still going through that. That to me.
Exactly.
That was a gut punch to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and I don't want to really go into a lot of details, but I've used it all the time with you and your sister growing up, because I always would tell you as much as I knew about our family.
Right.
Because I tell you the stories ain't read. I always told y'all that she was so mean because she always had to fight.
Right.
Because of her skin tone in comparison to even, Aunt Fanny and my mom,
Right.
and because even with your sister, people come up to her all the time speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And so our family has gone through an awful lot, and I think that we've adjusted to it very well. But no, I didn't, and the times that I did think of moving, it was to make a career change, Oh yeah, we've been threatening in Tyler because the KKK has always, and we knew that it was alive and present, but we didn't know who they were.
Well, we just had that right before I left to go to Navy, we had that guy in Jasper get drugged to death,
Oh, yes. Yeah. And, and my neighbor who lives across the street from me, I just bought his book the other day where he wrote, a story of that. His name was James Bird. And the guys hooked him up to the back of a pickup truck, chained him, and then dragged him through the countryside.
Right. And I'm sure his body just came apart.
And this has only been what? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's been recent history. I mean it's probably what 10 or 15 years,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And we hear and those kinds of incidences happen around here all the time, to be quite honest, And we had a guy, this was about 6 months ago. Well, it was during last summer. And he was just taking a shotgun and going around, and he shot up about 6 people before they caught him. And black men were just opening the door, and he was just firing off on them.
Wow.
He killed 6 people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so we have
stories that we don't hear in the national news.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You hear about some guy going to sit in the church and praying with people and then opening fire. You hear about that, but you don't hear about somebody knocking on somebody's door and just shoot them because they're black. You don't hear that.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and some of the comments saying, it's a shame. At least, okay, so Linda said that was at least 20 years. Yeah, I can't remember the exact year when that happened in Jasper, but it wasn't like it was 60, 70 years ago.
Oh no! As a matter of fact, give me just a minute.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and Chocolate Beauty, it is such a shame. It is definitely a shame. It's a crying shame, as the old folk that used to say that raised me. It's a crying shame.
Well, okay, let me see, because this is the book. It says
that's the one.
Yes, how prayer kept Jasper, Texas from disaster. Racism in America, alive and well. The author is Johnny Baker. He lives across the street from me. And I'm trying to see what year it was, though.
I can look it up real quick.
Okay. Because I know the guy's name was James Byrd. I'm trying to find it in the book
Looks
right
like
now.
1998.
Okay, yeah.
Golly,
He
I thought it
faced
was.
much
That
racism,
has been.
being the only black owned. Oh, and it says that he was the only black owned business in downtown. In the
Wow.
summer of 1997, he moved out of the area of Jasper, Texas to teach at a school. And while in Jasper, he started a church out of his apartment called Spiritual Temple. And then the rest is history. And that's how he ended up, Yeah. So, so sad. I mean, Yeah.
And that's somebody that is trying to change lives and make things better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more
Yeah.
questions, y'all? Any more questions? Because we got to get out of here. Let me see here. At least 20 years ago, I remember just I was afraid to stop anywhere near there when I traveled through it. I can understand why. All right. Any more questions? We'll give y'all a couple minutes to ask any more questions. I'm gonna give you guys about. Let's give y'all about. If you want to keep going, I can go another 10 minutes, and I gotta cut it off. Brian is planning a peaceful protest tomorrow, thinking 1,000, but I am sure there will be.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I mean, I'm all for the
More.
business.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there. Coronavirus is still running rampant,
Exactly.
and I just can't.
Exactly.
I just can't myself. Corpus Christi is having a peaceful protest.
Rod, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to share one more story because it's a personal a story because your great grandfather, I don't know how many people in on your call might be familiar with Grand Saline, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I was working for Girl Scouts, I had young ladies of whom I supervised. I was a supervisor for, Girl Scout leaders. And I had sheriffs, both the ladies who had husbands who were sheriffs. And one would meet me when I was coming out of Mineola. He would lead me into Grand Saline. The other one was waiting there at the church while I would have the meeting with the ladies, and he would escort me back to Mineola. That's how bad Grand Saline was. And your grandfather actually had an incident where he was going through Grand Saline and his buggy, horse and buggy, broke down and they nearly beat him to death.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Not
I
so,
remember
so
my
not
mom
Max,
telling me that story.
not Max,
Huh?
but Max Daddy.
Yes. Your grandfather's father.
Oh
Yes.
wow, I didn't know that.
My
Wow.
dad's dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Let me see what Miss Grace is saying. She said, Miss K, what do you think America will be like in the next 2 generations? That will be your grandchildren's grandkids. That's a good question.
Oh, that is a good question. Well, I can say this. My grandchildren are not that particular generation is not going to allow things to remain as they are. Let me say it like that.
Yeah.
I think that there will be changes made, but I think that there are going to be some recent changes that are going to have to be made in government and laws and those kinds of things. I think that my grandchildren and my grandchildren's children will live in a better society that is more accepting of people with differences, whether it's color, or whatever it is, race, ethnicity, religion, and the list goes on and on. Because the younger generation is like Roderick said earlier, they are not going to be defined by the history that we have set. Okay, and I don't know if that's a good answer, but that's just how I feel. I think this is going to be a lot different than from what it is now, because I think again, like I said, this is only the straw that broke the camel's back, and all of this is continuing. And people have now said enough is enough. And there are going to be some changes.
Yeah.
You know, and I could go from the other angle I don't want to do that because I know we have a broad spectrum of people on here because I have, you know, my own religious beliefs and all of that as well. So, and I'll keep those. But I think that there are going to be some changes. And I think that my grandchildren and their children will get an opportunity to see some of those changes and they'll be positive.
I believe so. Yeah. And like I've been telling you guys, you know, for the last 2 weeks, this I believe is a necessary evil that has to happen in order to propel us to the next level. And I see this as all being. I don't think George Floyd and all of the many folks, brown, black, and white, have died in vain. I think it's change time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even I think. I know because I've never seen. I mean, they were in there protesting a while ago, and I walked in messing with Jennifer. She was watching it, and I was like, "Good Lord, we still protesting?" She's like, "Oh yeah, this ain't going nowhere." I said, "I know it. I know it's not. I know it's not."
No, not this time.
No, not this time.
No.
Michael Best says, "Rod, anytime your mom wants to share, it is important to listen. I'm not judging. I wish I had written down some things my mom shared." Yeah, and this is another good thing because I wish we had this kind of technology when Ain't Red and Ain't Fanny were alive because I definitely could have them. I could have them going for 2 and 3 hours, and it would be nonstop entertainment and education at the same time. Because especially with Ain't Red, oh my God, Ain't Red would have had y'all dying laughing.
Oh.
Cause I would have just been like, "Hey, Red, tell us." You know, I would have been, and I used to prime her when I would go see her anyway. That's the one I was telling y'all who had. She probably lived on a quarter acre, maybe a third of an acre. And she had chickens and a huge garden, and she had everything that you could ever want at any store in her garage and in her house. Anything you could, and she knew where everything was. And she was a hoarder, but she knew where everything was. Oh goodness! All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you, Mom, for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, guys, the audience, for participating and watching. Hopefully, this was educational and a learning experience for a lot of us, and maybe even a refresher for others. And it is time. It is truly time for a change, and we are making the change now. And I see us as a nation, as a country, and now as a world, because there are protests going on all over the world now, all over the globe.
Yeah.
And I see this as a good thing. It's been painful, but it's been necessary, and it's a good thing. Thank you both so much. You are so welcome. Kay has so much knowledge and to share for all. Yes. Oh, she just left us like that. She just rolled out. Okay, well, I guess we're done. Send y'all some love. I will see y'all later. Y'all be good. Be blessed. Watch the replay.